Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Judge Tierra Jones. Give her a round of applause.
So now that everybody ate, how are you guys doing? Everybody's a lot better? Food makes everybody feel a lot better, because I know I can be mean and nasty when I haven't eaten, and it's been a while. So I want to talk to you guys today about some of the same things you guys have already heard, but I want to talk to you guys about it from a different perspective. Because I think it's interesting for you guys to hear that I'm here for the exact same reason as all those other people who are over here. We just all took different paths in life to get to where we are today. And you heard him say that I grew up in a small town called Hawthorne. Does anybody in this room have any idea where Hawthorne, Nevada is? No. Okay, there's a couple of people. You know where Hawthorne is? Where's Hawthorne?
Right next to Lake Walker, right?
Very good. It's about 311 miles north of Las Vegas. And I'm pretty sure there's absolutely no reason for teenagers like you to have ever traveled to Hawthorne. But if you ever drive to Reno, it's in between here and Reno. I grew up in a small town where actually my current caseload is bigger than the population of the entire town where I grew up. The town where I grew up has a population of about 2,500 people. I grew up there. My graduating senior class had 73 students in it. So I know you guys are like, who cares? I don't care about that. The reason I tell you that is to tell you that, I mean, it doesn't matter. Do you know how many people told me, you're going to be stuck here, working at the base, and that's going to be all that you're able to do? There's nothing else you can do. My first job was at McDonald's, because I had to get a job when I turned 16, because my parents told me they didn't know how I was going to survive if I didn't get a job. So I got a job when I turned 16, and I got a job at McDonald's. But I knew that I needed to go to college, because I wasn't going to live in Hawthorne, and I wasn't going to work at the base. That was not the job. That was not what I was going to do. So I knew that I had to go to college, and that begins early on. It began early on for you to start making the preparations for you to go to college too. And then you guys might be thinking, well, where did she go? I'm sure she went to some ridiculous school that I'm never going to go to, and I just don't care. And that's not true. I went to UNR. I got my bachelor's degree at UNR in Reno. I went to UNR. It was the first time I'd ever been away from home. I was away from home for 4 years. I was only 2 hours away from home, but I still didn't go home because I needed to experience college and learn how to live on my own. And that's important as you grow up and you're a young adult, and those things are important to you. So I went to UNR, and I got a bachelor's degree at UNR in 2003. In my first 2 years at UNR, I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I know I need to go to college, but I don't really know what I'm going to be. And I had Economics 101 at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is very hard to do when you're 18 years old to get out of bed and get there. And I had a subscription to the Wall Street Journal. And after that, I knew I did not want to be a business student, because that just wasn't going to work for me. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And I figured out that I wanted to be a lawyer. So at that point, I had to start putting the plan in motion for me to be able to go to law school. And I applied to law schools in other places, but I got into UNLV. Because at UNLV, I can pay in-state tuition, and I can still go to law school, and UNLV is still ranked in the top tier law schools in the United States. So I went to UNLV. I had never been to Vegas. When I moved here in 2003 to go to law school, I had never been to Vegas. Well, I take that back. I had been to Vegas. In my 8th grade trip, we went to Adventureland. And that was the extent of my knowledge of Las Vegas. So I moved to Las Vegas. There was not one person in Las Vegas that I knew. It was just me, down here by myself, no friends, no nothing, and I needed to be here. And what I said to myself is, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do these 3 years, and I'm getting out of here, and I'm going back to Reno, because that's what I know. And I grew to love Las Vegas. And while I was in Las Vegas, I've grown to love Las Vegas as my community, and this is my home. And the reason that I want to come out and share these things with you is because this is also your home. Las Vegas is your home. And whether or not you guys are going to stay here, whether or not you guys are going to leave here, right now, this is your home. And when Las Vegas is your home, it is your job to make a positive difference in the place that you call home. It is your job to have a positive impact on the place that you call home. And that is the reason why I want to come out and speak to young people and make sure that they understand it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you have 73 students in your graduating class. If you make a decision that there's something that you want to do, that's exactly what you're going to do. And once I graduated law school, then I started my legal career. And when I started my legal career, I became a law clerk for a while, and then I got a job at the public defender's office after I passed the bar. When I was working at the public defender's office, I had to ask myself, why are you doing this? And I said it was because I wanted to help people. And that's what I felt like I was doing. I felt like I was helping people. People who needed my help, who couldn't afford to hire private attorneys, but had got themselves in a situation where they actually needed my help. And so that's what I was doing. And I did that for 5 years. And I saw a lot of people come through the system in 5 years who had just really made bad choices, and that's how they ended up exactly where they were. Sitting inside the jail across the table from me when I'm the only hope that you have, and not knowing how you're gonna get out of the mess that you've gotten yourself into. And then one day somebody said to me, well, if you really want to help people, then why don't you become a prosecutor? Because then you actually have the power to help people. It's a lot easier to get things done with the prosecutors in agreement to getting those things done. So I decided I wanted to be a prosecutor. And being a prosecutor is very rewarding as well, because you do get to help people. And you get to reach out and see that there are people out there who need help. And there are people out there that have made mistakes and have a desire to turn their life around, just like all the people that you have over here. But I'm sure they will tell you, and I'm here to tell you as well, you don't want to have to turn your life around, because now is the time for you to turn your life around. Now is the opportunity that you have to make smart decisions. You are young at this age. You can turn things around right now and not have to worry about doing that at a later time in life. And then I knew that I wanted to be a judge, so when I had an opportunity to seek an appointment, I sought an appointment, and in April of this year, Governor Sandoval appointed me to be the district court judge at Department 10. And I have to say, every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30, I have a criminal calendar. I have one tomorrow. You guys can come by anytime and see what happens every single day in a criminal courtroom and see people that are brought in there, and I have to make decisions about what's going to happen with the rest of their life based on decisions about what they've made. The one thing I will say to you is that is the last place where I want to see all of the people that are in this room. Is when I take the bench tomorrow morning, or whatever Monday or Wednesday morning it might be, and look over to my left and see the people that are in custody. And those people are waiting for me to make a decision about what's going to happen to the rest of their life. That is the last place that I want to see anybody that I see in here. I often say to people when I'm giving them an opportunity, you want to know where I want to see you? I want to see you in the parking lot at Walmart, putting your groceries in your car just like I am. That is the place where I want to see you. Not sitting in the courtroom and I'm the only person who gets to make any decisions. Because that is not the place where I want to see you. I think it's very important for everybody to understand that your life is what you make of it. You can make a decision that you want to go down a path where you and I are going to be friends in a professional sense. Or you can make a decision where you want to go down a path where you're only going to know me on a personal level because you saw me at Walmart. And that's the path that I hope each and every one of you will choose. And I understand that most of you don't want to be here. And I understand you're like, well, what is she going to tell me? I mean, she had all these things that were just handed to her and that's how she got here. And that's not true. I've had my own struggles. When I was 16 years old, I had a doctor come in and tell me, we did everything we could to save your dad's life, but we couldn't do it. And so I grew up the rest of my life without having my dad. I've graduated 3 times. I got appointed, I had a ceremony. My mom had to put my robe on by herself because my dad wasn't there. So I've had my own struggles, and it's not that everything has been easy for me. I remember days when I was in college and I had no money. I remember days when I took the change out of my ashtray so I could eat at Jack in the Box. Those are all things that I had to live through in order to get to where I am today. So I think it's easy for someone to struggle and someone to have struggles and think that they can't overcome those struggles. And I want to be the person to tell you guys that that's not true. Nothing about that is true. You can absolutely overcome your struggles. And when you have opportunities like the opportunities you will have in this program, where this program is going to provide you with extracurricular activities. Because what I have learned in my life is when your time is occupied, you make a lot better choices. When you have a lot of idle time, you tend to find yourself getting in trouble. So when you have programs like this, where this program is going to pay for you to participate in extracurricular activities, why wouldn't you do that? And being a small town girl from Hawthorne, I also found out that participating in other activities, you're going to learn there are so many things out there that you know nothing about. There are so many activities that you know nothing about that can actually be so much fun if you allow yourself to enjoy those activities and to explore those things. I learn new things every single day, and it is so important to be able to take advantages of the opportunity that is presented to you to learn new things, to get to know new people. Because I gotta tell you, some of my best friends in this world are my friends who are not lawyers. Because when I get together with them, they have other things to talk about. I want to know what's going on at NB Energy. I want to know what's going on down at the Cosmo. Because those things are interesting to me because I don't see it every day myself. And if you get out and explore these opportunities, you get to meet new people. You get to see people from all different walks of life. And you get to see what they go through and what their life is like. And they can give you different experiences that they can share with you, and you can add those experiences to your life to make a positive impact on yourself. But another thing I've learned is when good things have happened to you, and I know good things have happened to some of you, you have a duty to give back. You have a duty to make sure good things happen to all those who follow you. You heard him say that when the governor appointed me, I became the first African-American woman to sit on the district court bench in this entire state. And you know the major thing that means to me is there's a lot of young girls who are going to come after me, and I've paved the way for them. And with everything that I've done and everything that I've been through, they're going to be able to say, I can do that too. And that is one of the most rewarding things about everything that's happened to me, is to know that now there's other people who can have those same benefits and who now they know I too can do that. People that are living in small towns know I can do that. I don't have to stay here. I don't have to be forced to just get a job and take the first job that comes to me. And I also want you to understand that people talk about getting a career. Careers come in all different shapes and sizes. In no way am I telling everybody that you need to be a lawyer. If I had to do it all over again, I don't know that I would do it. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got to figure out what works for you. You got to figure out what that career path is for you, but you got to get on it. And you got to get started early. And you got to set that ball in motion and make the preparation to make sure that that happens. Because I guarantee you, if you do that now, while you're young, you'll be reaping those benefits when you're still young. I'm not that old. I just turned 36 on Friday. So I'm not that old, but I feel like I'm already reaping the benefits of the path that I laid for myself. And you too can do that. You just have to start now. You have to take this seriously, and you have to take control of your life. And I think Miss Sheree said some phenomenal things when she was up here talking to you. It is so important to understand the things that she's saying. And I agree with her. I agree with her. Everybody's not going to walk out of here and be like, oh man, Judge Jones was so great. Some of you are going to be like, that lady was ridiculous. Why did they call her up there? But if I touch one of you, then I've accomplished what I came here to accomplish today. And when they talked about this is the Change One meeting, that's all of our goals, is just to let you know the paths that we took, and hope that that will enable you to see what path you're going to take. And if each and every one of us walks out of here having touched one person in here today and enabling that one person to turn their life around and to make positive change and do positive things in the Las Vegas community, imagine how great that would be. Imagine how great that would be if all of us just touched one person and that one person walked out of here today and said, I'm going to make positive change in my community. Because as I said before, this is my community, but this is also your community. And the Las Vegas community is going to be what we make of it. We can run around tearing up our own community and doing all those things if that's what we choose to be. But there's not going to be anything left for all those who are going to come behind us. It is our job to preserve that and to make this the best community that we can. And we need each and every one of you to be positive role models of this community in order to make that happen. Because one day, I'm not going to be here. These people are not going to be here, and it's going to be up to the young generation of people like you to be making positive changes. And you guys are going to be where we are, and there's going to be another young group of people sitting right here who are depending on you to show them how to make positive changes and how to do positive things in this community. So I want to say to you guys, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter the struggles that you faced. None of that stuff matters. If you make a decision that you are going to do something positive to your life, and that's what your life is going to be. And I hope today that that is what you take away from everything you've heard today, is that's what you should be doing. That is your job. Be a kid. Be positive. Enjoy life. Make sure you're preparing for your future. Thank you.
I tell you, one day soon, I hope to see her in the U.S. Supreme Court. That's my prayer. Ms. Tierra Jones. Give her another round of applause. We're going to prepare to have the graduation ceremony. So we're going to bring up everything that we need to have that activity.
Let's give you Judge, I was about to call you Sheila. Excuse me. Judge Jones, listen, you know what, let me tell you something. But mostly for you kids here. What's your name, son? Jacob, huh? Jacob, sit up, please. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, he pulled his pants in without me even telling him. Hey, give me some. Please. Hallelujah. Listen, you are looking at history. So I think it deserves a standing ovation for the first African American female judge in the district court. So let's give her a standing ovation. Tierra Jones, Judge Tierra Jones. That means you're doing it. Come on, get up. Get up. Get up. You guys understand what you're looking at? Huh? And you taking time to get up like you don't feel like it? You didn't work the day, you didn't work 5, 10, 8 hours a day. We should be jumping to your feet for all of us. Come on, man. That's what I was talking about earlier, respect. I shouldn't have to tell you to jump to your feet, so give her another standing ovation. Give her another round of applause. That's history. You kidding me? Come on up, Judge Jones. We want to thank you for coming out and spending your day with us. You know, she's a very busy lady. I'm surprised I get responses and texts. But I want to thank her for coming out. She is a wonderful lady. Wonderful, wonderful message. How many received that? You guys can sit down. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can sit down. How many received that? Ladies and gentlemen, please. What's that? Give me another applause. And love too, this is great, we got youth in there, so she's been around a long time, so we hope that none of it cross your path. And listen, this is very powerful, I want you guys to understand something. You know, we bring people in to speak to you, okay? It's not because we want you to be them, okay? As Judge Jones said, we want you to share with you how you can overcome things, and how you can, if you set your mind to doing things right, you can be whatever you want to be. So it's not about, you know, some people aren't going to college. I get it. I understand. That's okay. But find something that you want to do that you will love, okay, outside of criminal activity. Okay? They've already set the groundwork for you guys. Okay? So we want you to understand that the people that we bring into you, I want to make sure that they give a message to you of hope. Okay? Of becoming those leaders, as Judge Jones said. We want to make sure that you understand that, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we look like now. You never judge a book by its cover, because you never know what's happened for these folks to get where they are. Okay? A lot of us didn't grow up with silver spoons, as I said last month. But it's all about where you want to be in life. 25, 35, 45, it doesn't matter. Just start thinking about it. So as a token of our appreciation, because we know
We gonna be able to shut, keep shut. As I said last month, I said go because don't be the what? Meant to be the mix, right? So we hope for a time being right now that I see a bigger vision, and that's what we're striving for. Bringing people like Judge Jones in, I keep wanting to call it Tierra, that's what I call it, but Judge Jones in to come in and hopefully affect your lives. And you know what, honestly, this program is not just essentially about changing one within you. I want you guys to understand that, yes, this is our goal to change the lives of you one at a time, or change one being. But we also, what's happening now, you don't understand something. You're also changing their lives. So I want you to give them a round of applause for being here for you. You're changing their lives. Because they want to give you something back. And you're also not changing just their lives, changing the lives of the visitors and the parents. That's what the entire phrase change one is. Change one meaning. So if we can change one of you, you can change one of them, believe it or not. And it's also to prevent those who aren't in the system from entering the system. Two things we want to do: preventative and reactive. Okay, and that's our goal. And I would hate to hear or see any of you on the other side across, or the Judge Jones looking down at you. That's my worst fear. But you know what? Guess what? One of you will. That's just statistics, I'm sorry. 1, 2, or 3 of you will. Here's the last question. Which one of you don't want to be part of that statistic? Raise your hand. I think all of you need to be raising your hand. Huh? All of you need to be raising your hand? But you don't want to be a statistic on the other side? Okay? You don't want to choose that life. All right? So again, we want to thank Judge Jones for coming out, sharing time with us.